Kanye, Yeezy, some say yay, Adidas. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Nomadcast. I am your host, DA. And today we're stepping into the world of sneakers, style, and cultural impact as we dive into the Yeezy phenomenon. Whether you're a sneakerhead or just someone curious about the intersection of fashion and fame, you're in for a treat.
The Yeezy journey.
To truly understand the Yeezy phenomenon, we have to rewind the clock back a little bit. Before becoming a household name in the sneaker industry, Kanye West was already making waves as a musician and fashion icon. His partnership with Adidas birthed the Yeezy brand, fusing his unique creative vision with innovative footwear design. Now I will tell you, for those that don't know, Kanye West, way before he was making sneakers for Nike and Adidas, as we'll dive into, Kanye West was one of the most influential hip-hop artists of all time. Starting out with Jay-Z and Rockefeller way back in the early 2000s, producing some of the best beats ever. He even had some of the most classic albums ever as well. You talk about a fashion icon, a music icon. People loved Kanye West's music. People loved Kanye West's fashion. And a lot of people don't even know Kanye West is actually from Chicago, right? His mother was a doctor, rest in peace. But Kanye actually lived in China for a number of years. So this guy was multicultural. He understood the intersection of fashion and fame. And I'm willing to believe Kanye West, when he was making beats back in the day for the R&B stars and hip hop stars, he had his mind and his ideas on the fashion industry. He even said it at one point. So you think about someone that was making beats of just known as a musician, known as a rapper, known as a producer, a beat maker, and this guy's coming out with his own sneakers, his own fashion line. And regardless of how you feel about Kanye West, this guy stood out on his own faith and bet on himself. And you know, sometimes he failed, sometimes he was successful, but at the end of the day, you have to respect that he bet on himself. Design innovation. What sets Yeezys apart from the sea of sneakers out there? It's not just the minimalist aesthetics, but also the technological innovation. The use of materials like prom knit and boost cushioning redefine what comfort and style could mean in the sneaker world. Yeezys are more than just sneakers. They're a blend of fashion and comfort. Now, I never had a pair of Yeezys. Even when he developed that Nike silhouette, I never had any Yeezy Adidas. I never ever wanted them. That's just me. Now, I know many of the viewers out there, you guys will probably disagree with that. And that's okay. But when I look at a pair of Yeezys, I can't even front some of the most comfortable looking sneakers. They're a little unorthodox from the style that I like to wear, but I can't front though. They look mad comfortable with the boost cushioning. We talked about the prime knit, a nice soft material. It's very giving. It's functional for the athletic people, right? For people that's trying to run or run errands or just rocking on the regular. I can't even front. The Yeezys look mad comfortable. But DA ain't gonna buy none. That's just me.
Hype, and more hype.
Now let's talk about the hype. Yeezy's releases are events in their own right, with the lines forming outside stores and websites crashing due to the overwhelming demand. This hype isn't accidental. It's meticulously crafted through limited releases, cryptic teasers, and the magic of social media. Y'all remember the Yeezy Boost 350 frenzy, right? Now, I will tell you, I've seen lines formed outside of stores for Kanye West Yeezy releases. And Adidas made so much money on Kanye West. Kanye West made so much money with that partnership. And people were buying these sneakers, $350, $200, $600. Crazy. I am a sneakerhead, but I have my own price points. I won't go higher. Maybe a little bit lower. And Yeezys are crazy expensive. And I think is it more hype than substance? Because we talked about it in the previous segment, minimalist designs, very simplistic designs. Now, if another company had developed Yeezys just like that with simple designs or any type of shoe that matched that criteria, would they even sell? Is it the fact that it's an Adidas product, but Kanye West has his stamp on it? Is that the reason why there's so much hype about these shoes, or was about those shoes? And I know they had a divorce and the partnership and all that, but is Kanye West the reason why these sneakers are selling? But just think about it. If Adidas had it just came out with a regular nomenclature for this specific shoe. Take Kanye West out of it. Take the Yeezy out of it. Just Adidas and a regular looking shoe. Would they even sell? And I'm an old school Adidas guy, and it's not for me. But I'm asking you the question, you the viewer, you the watcher, you the listener, a question. If anybody has ever had a pair of Yeezys or rock with the Yeezys, be honest, drop a comment in the comments. I really want to know. If another sneaker company had developed a shoe that looks like those Yeezys, without the Kanye, without the Yeezy and all that, will people go crazy over those shoes? Will we have 600 trillion people standing outside of the doors in the wee hours of the morning to lock in and purchase those shoes? I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say.
Yeezys as a cultural icon.
Yeezys have evolved into more than just footwear. They're symbols of status and culture. Their influence has extended beyond sneakerheads to impact mainstream fashion and even pop culture. Let's explore how Yeezys have transcended the sneaker realm to become style statements. We talked about this. People have worn Yeezys to daggone weddings, to graduations. People wear them to work. And I think that's where sneakers have always been part of hip hop culture, pop culture, well, more so hip hop culture back in the day. But Yeezys have transcended their actual use. And then you got to think about it. What are Yeezys really made for? Is it a specific basketball sneaker? Is it a specific runner sneaker? What are the specifics for a Yeezy sneaker? Just on the outside looking in, to me, you can just wear them wherever. I've seen it. Shorts, basketball shorts, women wearing them with the skirts, the dresses, whatever. So they transcend not only Yeezy, but transcends fashion as a whole. People are just wearing them just to say, hey, I got a pair of Yeezys on. And you know the funny thing about it? No one ever says, hey, I got a pair of Kanye West on. Or I never hear anyone saying, I'm wearing a pair of Adidas. They say I'm wearing Yeezys. I guess you could say it's almost like Jordans. No one ever says, oh, I'm wearing a pair of Nike Jordans. They say I'm wearing Jordans. So is that the same as, hey, I'm just wearing a pair of Yeezys? Transcending not only music, culture, sports, the Yeezys have done that.
The resale realm.
The resale market, a world where Yeezys can fetch a sky-high price. Let's dive into the economics of sneaker reselling, the thrill of the hunt, and the debates about accessibility and affordability in this secondary market. Now, I grew up in that culture. I'm an old school guy. You can say I'm the old man, get off my lawn guy. I get it, whatever. I do not remember people reselling these sneakers until like the 2010s, maybe somewhere in there. Back in the day, I never thought about it, never heard of it, right? But I would tell you, people go crazy. If I buy a pair of Yeezys for $600, you mean I could take these to a secondary market or just resell them for $1,000, $1,500, whatever? And people are doing it. You can go on East Bay when Yeezy was at the height of sneaker resale. People are buying these sneakers $4,500, $7,000, whatever. They were just buying them in bulk. 15 size 9s, 25 size 10s or whatever, and just selling them. And people went freaking crazy buying freaking Yeezys as a status symbol. That's freaking crazy. And then they come out with these weird colors and all this. I'm not hating. Don't take this as hating on Yeezy. But the resale market for us old sneakerheads kind of killed, I won't say killed the culture, but it's a slow, methodical sneaker decline. The resellers, and at the height of Yeezy's phenomenon, the resellers played a huge role in the success of the Yeezys, and that can't be denied. That cannot be denied. So I have my own thoughts on the resellers and that resale market and all that. It is what it is. But you can't tell me if you put the resellers selling those Yeezys, that's what made the market, the resale market, explode. I know other shoes were part of it as well. But to me, that was the linchpin for the resale market, the secondary market, Yeezys.
Collaborations and controversies.
Kanye West collaborations are as diverse as his career itself. Let's take a look at some of the most notable partnerships that have injected new life into the Yeezy brand. But of course, no discussion is complete without acknowledging controversies and criticisms that have surrounded both the shoes and the man behind them. Now, we all know Kanye West is not a Boy Scout. I think musical genius, cultural phenomenon, sneakerhead, whatever title you want to put against Kanye West, that's on you. Now, when you look at music, Kanye West has had a phenomenal career. When you look at fashion, when you look at the Yeezy brand, phenomenal career. Again, I can't front on some of the shoes that he's been making. When you talk about collaborations and controversies, let's just take controversy. A lot of controversy, a lot of issues I've heard about Yeezys over the years is the price point. Why are these shoes so expensive? And they're just crazy, simple looking shoes. But they're so expensive because of the name. It's because of the brand. It's the manufacturer. It's the partnership. And I want to know, how much do a pair of Yeezys cost to make? Just like Jordans cost like what, $15 or whatever? So there's a lot of controversy that goes into Kanye West, and a lot of people don't realize, whether you want to believe it or not, controversy sells. It generates sales. It generates expectations. It generates negatives. It generates positives. It generates status symbols. It does all that. So is that a reason why he's controversial? Look at some of the collaborations he's had over the years, whether it's musically or fashion. He had collaborations with Gap and other brands. I will tell you, Kanye West, you can say whatever you want. When it comes to controversy, the collaborations, and everything that's associated with his brand, his music and all that, would you put him on genius level? I'm not talking like Albert Einstein genius. I'm talking about someone that's able to market not only himself, but his name, half of his name, a piece of his name. And then he got all these partnerships as well. Collaborations and controversy. That's what's selling. If you make a product, you got your name attached to it, and it's a popular name, and you collaborate with people that can push your name out, where a machine can push your name out and your product out, you know, for your pocketbook, that's a win-win, right? The future of Yeezy. Now, we all know Adidas and Kanye had their little mix-up, their little divorce and everything with that. What is the future of Yeezy? Are people still purchasing Yeezys at the rate that they were 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago? That I don't know. We can all do the research and look up. But for those of you that wear Yeezys, that enjoy Yeezys, that's Yeezy homers, what do you think about that? Do you think Yeezys has the sustainability to be able to sustain in this environment, in this sneaker environment? That's a question I would love to be answered. What is the future of Yeezy? Not the future of Kanye West. What is the future of Yeezy? Everyone knows Kanye West and Adidas had that divorce going on. You know, there was some words said, whether truthful, untruthful, reported, now reported, whatever. Only people that know that was in the room, right? But think about this. If you look at Yeezys, look at the sales of Yeezys right now versus maybe 5, 6 years ago. Are people tired of Yeezys? Are people tired of Kanye West? Is anybody even buying Yeezys anymore? Me, I'm not a Yeezy guy. I haven't seen people wearing Yeezys to the point that I saw them wearing them 5, 6 years ago. So it has the luster and the fame and all that just worn off, because Kanye West is really not in the news like he was a few years ago. At least recently he's not. So does that play a role with his sneakers? I know they had the divorce with Adidas. They said, he said, we said, everybody said something, right? But does that brand have any sustainability compared to how it was years ago? I don't know. I'm on the outside looking in, because that's a whole different ball game for me. But I want to know, what do you guys think about it? Can Yeezy sustain, or do they have supreme sustainability over the next 5 or 6 years? Are they coming out with new models? Is Adidas pumping money into Yeezy? What are they doing with the brand? Is it a standalone brand? Is Adidas just putting it up under the rug and forgetting about it? Let's put the Yeezy blueprints in the closet and walk away. What is the ultimate plan, right? And if you're a Yeezy fan, I want to know your thoughts on this, because I definitely want to know. I thank you guys for tuning in today on this episode of the Nomad Cast, where we talked about Kanye West, Adidas, Yeezy, and that whole cultural phenomenon, and how those brands impacted the sneaker phenomenon. Sneaker phenomenon.
Call to action.
The Nomad Cast is available on social media, on Fanbase, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, if you're inclined to donate to preserve the sustainability of the Nomad Cast, consider buying me a coffee. Check out the QR code below. Until the next time, I am DA, host of the Nomad Cast, where we stand on sneakers, stories, music, and culture. Thanks for tuning in.